Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you everything wrong with my Lexus GS350 with almost 150,000 miles on it. And trust me, there is a lot to cover. First of all, I'm going to go over the exterior, then I'm going to talk about the mechanical aspect of it, like the reliability, and then after that I'm going to go over the interior. You will not want to click off. This video will be very interesting. So yeah, with that said, let's go over the exterior. So the worst thing on my exterior would have to be the paint, specifically on the front here. So I'll first show you the hood, which is not as bad. It has a lot of rock chips on it, and I'm not even mentioning the swirl marks. I mean, that's usually every car. I do need to polish it. But like I said, the worst thing is the paint. So let me raise this a little bit. Do you see how horrible this is? And no, you cannot get this off. You can't clay bar this off. This is actual paint chips. You might be wondering why it's so bad. Well, this car was actually in 3 accidents. So this bumper was probably repainted twice because it was in 2 accidents in the front and 1 in the rear. And yeah, I did buy a car with 3 accidents. It is a clean title though. The airbags never did go off. But I'll show you again on this side. That is how bad the paint is. I mean, look at this. It's horrible. There's paint chips everywhere. Even on the fender here, paint chips there, paint chips there. This is the side where the 2 accidents happened. And like I said, 1 was in the rear. This headlight, as you can see, looks incredibly nice. It looks literally almost brand new. There are some scratches on it. But when I go over to this headlight, you can see how much cloudier it looks. It just looks a lot more hazy. If I get up close to it, you can easily tell here. And I'm guessing this one's never been replaced, and honestly that one may have been replaced literally twice, so that was very expensive if that did happen. Also, another thing is my HIDs are very horrible. This one I can tell has been replaced. It still has, it's very dim. It's probably some cheap aftermarket one, but it's not even really white. And this one is literally yellow. I will be making a video really soon actually on replacing them with probably LEDs. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. And like I had said, the car was also rear-ended as well. Now this accident I can tell was not nearly as bad as the one on the front. I don't even know what they did, if they replaced this or not. But I don't know if you can tell. Just look at this gap here and look at this one. This seal here does not actually line up perfectly. You can even see some damage right there. But I actually had to glue this myself because water was actually getting in here because the seal was probably around that far apart. And it still was not perfect, but I pretty much did solve that issue. And even here, let me raise this a little bit more. I don't know if you can tell, but just look how bad this paint is here. It's completely cracked along this seam. Like, look at this. It's terrible. This was just not a good job. And yeah, whatever, you don't ever really look at that, but I mean, I look at that. So it definitely does bother me. You can even tell on this side, the bumper here, it literally, I mean, look at that. It's not even really lined up or anything. Here, it's the same way. Look at this gap. And also you can tell the tail light was like pushed somehow, and even the paint right there. So yeah, that's really all of the exterior issues. And really the last kind of thing, it's not cosmetic. Right here in the front, I open this hood. See my hood struts? Well, they don't do their job. I did already buy some. I will be making a video basically fixing a lot of things in this car, so definitely subscribe to see that. But yeah, it literally does not stay open at all. And obviously you have the clear bra issue as well. Completely faded or destroyed clear bra. I need to remove that. But yeah, that's everything really cosmetically wrong with my exterior. There's probably some things I didn't cover, like curb rash on the rims and just other normal things that are obviously going to happen when you have a car with this many miles on it. So you can definitely find a GS though that does not have all of these issues. Like I said, mine has been in 3 accidents. So if you really look hard enough, you can find some that are only 1 owner, have only been in 1 accident or no accidents. You just gotta look hard enough. I mean, I literally went to Texas to buy this car, 9 hours away from where I live. And yeah, you might call me stupid because of all the issues I just showed you. And I'm not even done showing you issues. I know why you're probably really here. You want to hear about the mechanical aspect of this car, how reliable it's been. So this car, like I said, has 150,000 miles. It's, well, not technically, it has 144,000 miles on it right now. I bought it with like 142. This car has a basically perfect maintenance record. It has been serviced at Toyota and Lexus its whole life. That's one thing you really want to look for if you buy one of these cars. Where has it been serviced? Has it had OEM parts? And if it's been serviced at Toyota or Lexus, you can pretty much guarantee it does. So this car literally has 0 problem, no engine or transmission problems. Spark plugs don't need to be replaced, I don't think. although I did buy some. I will be making a video on that as well. But it doesn't stutter, it doesn't shake, it doesn't do anything. It drives literally like a brand new car. It also does not burn oil at all, which is another nice thing. The third generation Lexus GS, which ran from 2006 to 2011, the 350 models, which use the same engine, actually did have an oil burning issue. Not all of them were plagued with it, but some of them did, where they would burn in a very unnecessary amount of oil and you'd have to keep topping it off. This car though, I've changed the oil once already and zero oil burning. I've been testing it, nothing. There's also zero oil leaking anywhere from gaskets. If I look under this car anywhere I want, there is not a drop of oil dripping from anywhere. So this car is literally mechanically perfect. Don't click off yet though. You might be like, okay, well, it's fine. I still got to show you the interior, and there is a lot to cover in there. Some things that you might want to watch out for, especially if you're test driving or buying one of these cars for yourself. So the first thing to note with the interior is, like I said, this car was in 2 accidents on the driver's side. The driver's side door, whenever you shut it, has a really annoying rattle. It probably is a window regulator or maybe a structural support bar inside of it. So yeah, let me show you that real fast. I'm gonna just put you guys really close to it and be really quiet here and shut the door. I'll amplify the audio when I edit this, but hopefully you could hear that kind of metal shaking sound inside of it. And it's really obvious whenever you're in the car because you can't hear anything outside. So if you shut the door when you're in the car, all you hear is that annoying rattle. So I need to completely dismantle the door, which I will be making a video actually about sound deadening this whole car. Yes, it's a Lexus, it already is very quiet, but you know, you can always go a step further. And when I do that, I'm going to be 100% fixing that rattle and just, you know, removing that. But yeah, let me show you the interior now and all the problems inside. So the first thing would be, and this probably has to do with the fact that it's higher mileage, so music has been listened to a lot. Right here, the window switch panel literally rattles like crazy. It still does. It's not super noticeable, but in certain frequencies, typically only in bass, something in here will rattle. Eventually though, because this car does not have folding mirrors, which is dumb because the 2014 did, the 2013 does not, which this is a 2013 by the way. I will be actually retrofitting folding mirrors, so I'm gonna have to buy a new one of these anyway that has a auto folding mirror button. So I will replace that and hopefully I don't have that issue anymore. And actually 2 more things on this door. I will go to the actual interior in a minute. Sorry, I've been on this for so long. But the aluminum trim here, I don't know why on mine has so many dents and divots in it. Hopefully you can see all of that. It's really annoying and ugly, especially in harsh lighting conditions. It is so obvious. Even my dash has it as well. I don't know if you can tell, that door does. It's really only these 2 front doors and the big aluminum trim piece on the dash. And the last thing on the door, and this is a very known issue in the GS, and it's kind of annoying because in the 3rd generation GS, they used real leather here. On this, they did not. I don't know if you can tell here, but when I push on that, it's not really glued down to the surface underneath this anymore. And what happens is it kind of shrivels up and does this after a while. Mine is actually not too bad. I've seen GSs that are way worse than this, but what I do, this is kind of annoying, is I try not to touch that whenever I open the door, like putting pressure on it, and I certainly, you can even see there where it's disconnected, I certainly do not rest my elbow on that because I don't want it to get any worse. It will get uglier over time. So I open the door either here or down there, and like I said, I just don't rest my arm on there. All right, now I'm in the actual interior, and the first thing to note in here is the dash, not this part where the stitching is, specifically this. It's a different leather texture. It actually is prone to becoming sticky from sun exposure and also actually cracking where the airbag cutout is. Even on mine, you can actually see the airbag line in a way where the dash behind it is actually cut so the airbag can explode in case of an accident. And over time, that can actually crack. Now, whoever owned this car before me probably did not use a sunshade or anything like that. I actually do have one. I use that literally every day, no matter where I park, unless it literally is raining or cloudy out and I know it's not going to become sunny. I will link that down below. It is actually custom made for this car. It's only $30. Most of them that are custom for this car are like 100 plus. So I will definitely be sure to link that. Thankfully, the material they used on the dash is not the same that they used on the doors, because if it was, that would be incredibly annoying. Lexus actually does offer a warranty on this. I'm pretty sure it's 10 years. Mine, being it's 2025, that's 12 years old. Most GSs, except for like the newer ones, like 2016 plus, are not eligible for that free replacement, unfortunately, because you could literally take it to a Lexus dealer. They would rip out your whole dash, which is a very time consuming and difficult job, and they will replace it 100% free because Lexus actually cares about their customers. But unfortunately, that was not done to mine. And you can actually buy, though, the dash for literally $150. So eventually, hopefully in the future, I will be making a video replacing that. That is going to absolutely suck, though, but I will definitely, if I do make that video, I'll make sure to obviously detail everything thoroughly. That way, if you want to replace your dash and make your car feel brand new again, you can definitely do that. Another thing is my shift knob. For some reason, the back of it is literally like fading, and even the shift knob itself, I did clean the leather. You can tell it's more matte. A lot of shift knobs that are leather are shiny. Same with my steering wheel. I did detail it all very thoroughly. It is very clean, but I will be replacing that. I can buy one for like $100, which is not that much. Also, the just little simple nitpicking things where I control my navigation screen, the rubber here is kind of worn and there's some little divots in it. It is what it is. And then really lastly is just the piano black trim. It has seen better days. It looks horrible. I know I can polish this with a tiny little polisher and some plastic polish. I know that will definitely take that out, so I will probably do that eventually. Now, another thing in my interior is how bad the driver's seat has worn. Now, it's not horrible considering the mileage, but it definitely was at one point. And I was not aware of this when I bought it, but go ahead and take a look at the leather here, the perforations, the texture, all of that, and then look at this. It's smaller. I don't know if you can tell when I press down, but it's completely different. This whole section here, and honestly, whoever did this did a really good job. It is completely replaced. Now, obviously, I would rather have that than, you know, a hole in my leather, separations between the seams or whatever. It is pretty annoying. Even here on the lumbar support, I'm pretty sure that's what this is called. You can just tell how worn it is. I do clean my leather. Obviously, it's pretty shiny right now. And I don't know if you know this, but leather that is shiny is not actually clean. That's just your skin and body oils on it. But as you can tell, though, the rest of my seats are in really good condition. I try to clean them regularly. I'll obviously clean this one regularly as well, but maybe eventually I will buy a new one from a junkyard. But either way, eventually I plan to make a video conditioning these, and I'm not going to tell you the leather conditioner I use yet. A lot of people do not know of it, but it literally completely restores leather and brings it back to life. And really the last thing in my interior that actually went wrong is, as you can see, the fabric cover for the subwoofer back here. Now, yes, I know that looks extremely disgusting and bad. That is just super glue. Now, I'll explain what happened here. A lot of the times, not even in this generation GS, literally in a lot of Lexus models, the fabric actually comes loose because of the glue that was under there originally when it came out of the factory. It kind of holds it down to this plastic underneath of it, and that's kind of what holds it in place. So basically what happens in certain bass frequencies is that fabric will actually rattle up and down depending on the song you're playing, and it creates that kind of plastic sounding rattling sound. So if you watched my last video, you will know that I actually owned a 2006 Lexus GS450, and I actually had the same problem in that car where the subwoofer was rattling, but it was from a different issue. I had to take my whole deck out, my seats out, literally everything, and the actual sub was blown, so I had to replace that and fix it. Now in this car, it was different. The first week I owned this car, I did the same thing because I had done it in my old GS. I took the seats out, the whole deck out. It was a day-long job of hours of consistent work, and I took the whole sub out. I even took the sub apart just to find out that the sub was not blown. The actual issue is, like I just said, the fabric was rattling. So I got back in my car after doing all of that, kind of bummed out, and then I put my hand over it and I realized, wait a minute, it's the fabric. So I glued it down, and that did work for a while. I've done it about 3 times now. It is not a permanent fix at all, and I don't recommend covering the whole thing in glue. What some GS owners do is they actually cut a hole in the fabric, or they literally take the fabric off, which doesn't look as good. You can kind of maybe paint over that. So if you do that, make sure you know what you're doing and make sure you have an idea of how to make it look better. I will probably have to do that eventually because I am getting tired of that happening. I don't really think there's any other fix. So I'm having to refill my outro right now actually because it was out of focus. But anyways, I don't want to waste your time. The ultimate conclusion I can make about my car is yes, it is ultimately very flawed. Obviously, basically everything I showed you was cosmetic, but mechanically it is literally fully reliable. There's nothing wrong with it. It is a perfectly reliable car, even after almost 150,000 miles. So don't let the mileage ever push you away from a Lexus or any Toyota product because they're very, very reliable. And yeah, obviously my car's been in 3 accidents. You can definitely find a GS that does not have the accident history like mine. If my car had not been in 3 accidents, I guarantee you 50%, 60% of those issues would not be there. A lot of those issues are because of the accidents. So yeah, I will be making a lot of other videos about my car, DIY things, driving it, how it handles, fixing things, literally anything you could think of. I will be making a video about it with my car, and eventually I will also have other cars on the channel. It will not only be my Lexus GS350. For now, obviously, it only is because that's all I can afford. So make sure you subscribe, turn that bell notification on. That way I can eventually get more cars on the channel. And yeah, if you stay to the end, you're a real one, and I appreciate you watching.